A major financial reset is quietly unfolding through the tokenization of real-world assets, a transformation largely unnoticed by the public. While attention remains on crypto, inflation, and politics, financial institutions, asset managers, and central banks are leveraging blockchain technology to digitize ownership. This process, called tokenization, allows assets like property, bonds, and money to be converted into programmable tokens stored on blockchains. Although marketed as innovative, offering faster settlement, fractional ownership, and market efficiency, it fundamentally alters the nature of ownership and control. Tokenization abstracts ownership into digital claims, often managed by institutions or custodians. Unlike traditional deeds or physical certificates, tokens grant conditional access governed by code, not law. For instance, owning a tokenized house may not equate to full legal title. Instead, your right to access or sell the property could be subject to remote enforcement, surveillance, or compliance rules beyond your control. Ownership becomes dependent on programmable permissions, not legal protections. So, leading this transformation are major players like BlackRock, which launched a tokenized money market fund, and then there's JP Morgan's Onyx platform, which actually facilitates real-world payments and loans using tokenized assets. These private permissioned systems, well, they operate outside public blockchains and are controlled by their creators, which ends up concentrating power even further. In Singapore, Project Guardian, it's a regulatory experiment, explores tokenized bonds and digital deposits, automating compliance and settlement through code rather than courts. Tokenized assets, bring a lot of efficiencies, like instant trades, 24/7 markets, and smart contracts that automate tasks such as dividend payments or KYC checks, but at the same time, they also embed control at the infrastructure level. Tokens can actually be frozen, limited, or revoked automatically. Your access to assets, well, it really depends on preset rules and the discretion of private institutions. This creates a new paradigm where asset ownership becomes conditional, programmable, and surveilled. Smart contracts enforce financial logic without any human input, and blockchain ledgers provide immutable records, but only for those who are approved to participate. Unlike open systems like Bitcoin, institutional tokenization is permissioned and centralized. The fusion of tokenization with central bank digital currencies or CBDCs promises a new level of surveillance and control. Every transaction becomes traceable, compliance is automatic, and enforcement is actually built into the assets themselves. This is presented as efficient, but it removes discretion and introduces real-time monitoring across the economy. Despite claims of democratization, this reset actually consolidates control among large financial entities, central banks, and tech providers. While small investors might gain access to tokenized assets, they still remain subject to the rules set by these platforms. So, those without digital access are excluded altogether, especially as informal systems like cash are, phased out. To navigate this reset, individuals are really urged to retain autonomy through decentralized tools like Bitcoin with self-custody, the use of physical cash, and, real-world assets. Legal strategies like trusts, offshore structures, and alternative residencies can also offer some protection. Most importantly, understanding the infrastructure being built by institutions such as the BIS and IMF is honestly key to resisting centralized control that's often masked as innovation. Ultimately, tokenization isn't actually about empowerment, it's about programmable ownership, automated compliance, and, a redefinition of freedom in the financial system. Control, not efficiency, is really the true agenda behind this transformation.